evening. We're all invited to take another terrifying journey into the world of mystery, suspense, and terror. Let's turn on all the lights, lock the doors and windows, sit back and enjoy this evening's chilling tale.
Well, hey, thanks for tuning into the Eek channel. My name is James, and I am joined by my co-host,
Josh.
Josh. How are we doing tonight?
We are super eeky.
We are so eeky. We are so eeky. I almost pulled my headphones out. I don't know if anybody saw that. It kind of hurt. This is Weird Wednesday, where we always have some kind of real weird story for you, something that's true, or as far as we know it to be is true, and just kind of talk about those things. And I just thought it was a kind of a fun, different thing that we don't really do. We're not going to be Aaron Mankey. No, I'm not that good or smart, but there's a lot of weird shit that happens, and sometimes I just want to find a place to talk about it. So, first thing I have today, actually, all three of my stories today, I have three little micro stories, and they all come from Coast to Coast AM. And the first one is a potential UFO sighting. This happened in Arizona, and basically this truck driver just driving down the highway in the middle of the desert, sees something up in the sky, and this is the middle of the day, by the way. Sees something up in the sky, he's like, what the fuck is that? And like, notices that it's not really moving. So he pulls his truck over, middle of the highway, gets out, captures the best he can with his phone. Obviously, not great, especially if you've ever tried to take pictures of like the moon or something like in the sky. To your naked eye, it looks really close to you, but in reality, it's not. So when you look at it through a camera lens, it's super fucking far away and really, really tiny. So it's really, really hard to see. So anyone who complains about like the quality of his camera here, it's probably fine. That's just what things look like when they're that far away. So Josh, I am going to show you just a clip of this video. I kind of already have it to a good point, and then we'll put all this in post so people can see it. If you're listening, I'm sorry. This is kind of a visual thing. You can look it up. It's on Coast to Coast AM. We'll put it in the show notes.
What I'm looking at. Okay, hang on. There, that thing. What is that? It's just floating there.
So it's just floating. Mm-hmm. And like at first, it kind of looked like maybe like a shrouded figure almost, but then obviously we get a little closer. You can see it's kind of like it looks like a propeller of some sort, and then there's like coming off of it, like
depending on the angle you're trying to see is the front,
right?
Kind of changes, but yeah, there's like a propeller thing.
Yeah. But I've never seen anything like that before.
I know.
I mean, the closest thing what it looks like to me is a wind turbine.
Yeah.
But it's way too high up in the air, and there's no trunk, stem, staff, whatever. There's no part that goes down to the ground. It's just floating there.
Right.
It's like the top part of a wind turbine just chilling up in the sky.
Yeah. Huh.
Pretty fucking weird, right?
It's really weird.
All right, so my next one here, this is more of a story, so this one's for you audio listeners, really. This is a story about a hiker in Taiwan. So there's this hiker in Taiwan who was found after being lost in the mountains for 10 days. And he told researchers that he managed to survive thanks to help from a couple of ghosts that guided him to safety. The strange case reportedly began back on November 10th when Suang Ru Xiang ventured into the wilderness of a region of the country known as Pingtung. At some point during the hike, he lost his way and his cell phone died, leaving him in a particularly precarious position. When he did not return home that evening, his family contacted the authorities with their concerns. A massive search party consisting of nearly 300 people, including police and fire officials, scoured the mountain where the man went hiking in hopes of locating him. Despite their best efforts, he was nowhere to be found after a worrisome 10 days, until he emerged from the wilderness on Wednesday morning with a rather amazing story to share. According to Suang, he had attempted to climb a rock wall early on his adventure, and in the process fell and lost his glasses. He hid in a cave for a few days because apparently he really needed his glasses. This is kind of a Velma situation. And so he was just chilling in a cave for a couple days, like hoping someone maybe would kind of drop by.
Okay.
And then he kind of came to the conclusion that if he was going to survive and not just like sit there and starve to death, he just needed to work his way down the mountain. Even if you are completely blind without your glasses, go downwards as slowly and carefully as you can. Because eventually, if you get to the bottom of the mountain, you'll probably hit a road at some point. Like that's the general idea. And so he just started. He left the cave and started his way down the mountain. When he emerged from the cavern, he met a mysterious couple who walked with him through the forest for at least 2 hours. Suddenly, he claims they disappeared, and when he kind of looked around for them, he spotted a trail that led back to a road. Looking back on the experience, what was his name? Sorry, They use his wrong name.
Something
in this
Suong.
article. Suong. He was certain that these guides were spirits of the Taiwanese people who once inhabited the region.
Oh.
And I actually went to this was from the Coast to Coast article. I actually went to the Taiwanese newspaper and kind of read theirs too, which obviously using Google Translate is a pretty difficult read. But I was able to pick up a couple other little tidbits of info that they didn't include in this, and that was that they spoke to him, and he said that that they were like ancestral spirits.
Huh.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Kind of spooky.
Yeah, it's like spirit Google Maps.
Spirit Google Maps. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have been to Taiwan. My son is Taiwanese, and one thing that I learned about the Taiwanese culture while I was there is they may be the most superstitious culture possibly in existence. I mean, they go to pretty extreme lengths to deal with their folklore and superstition, so I mean, that kind of adds a little bit of a wrench into his story, but at the same time, I mean, I don't care how blind you are without your glasses. If you thought somebody was there and they were like walking with you and then they're not, like, you're not making that mistake.
Right.
That wasn't just a tree. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, bud. Like, like this is a creepy story. Okay, this one is pretty weird. It also has a slight visual element, and those of you who want to see this photograph, you'll have to go onto the message notes, or we'll like share it on Facebook and stuff too, so you can see it there. A 1898 photo of some children working at a gold mine in Canada's Yukon Territory has gone viral due to one of the youngsters' stunning resemblance to teenage climate change activist Greta Thunberg. The spooky image popped up online over the weekend after someone discovered it in the University of Washington archives. The photo quickly went viral, with many imaginative individuals suggesting that it was proof that Thunberg is a time traveler, while others argue that it is a very clever fake. Now, before I show this to you,
Okay.
regarding the theory of it being fake, it would appear that the image is a genuine photograph and not the product of Photoshop. According to the University of Washington website, the scene is of 3 children operating a rocker at a gold mine on Dominion Creek, Yukon Territory, and that it occurred around 1898. So this is from their archives, and it's just on their website. Like, this has not been doctored. So unless like someone's hacked into the University of Washington's archives and doctored this and then replaced it, like,
What a strange goof.
exactly.
to do.
So it seems like this is a legit picture, but just wait until you see it. As for the possibility that Thunberg is a time traveler, we're skeptical about the hypothesis simply because one would assume that someone with the technology to traverse time and space would probably be able to offer a little more assistance with thwarting climate change.
Oh, burn.
Which, you know, I'm not here to take sides, but that's a good jab. That's a good
Very
jab.
good.
That's a good joke. All right, so here's a picture. Tell me what you think.
Oh, yeah, that's her.
Like,
Yeah.
that's freaking convincing as hell, right?
I mean, in the picture, though, she kind of, like, she isn't frowning, so you can't get an exact.
Now, see, the only other thing that I would say, and maybe I can pull this up in time. I don't know. I probably shouldn't because I don't have permission to show this, and it's not from 1889, so it could probably make people upset. But let me just grab. Let me go on Facebook real quick. This is I'm gonna get a picture of my niece, who I also think looks like Greta. And that is not a joke. So it's going to take me a second here. I might have to cut this out. But I didn't have this prepared at all, but I just thought of it. And I never use Facebook on my phone, or really at all, so I don't even really know like how to use it to like go to someone's frickin' pictures. Like, where do you hit like view photos? You know what I mean? Oh, they're there. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. This is my niece, who I think
It's very similar.
is very similar. So you know, maybe it's not uncommon for little girls to have that look. You know?
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Or maybe they are all time travelers or some other race or like metahuman of some sort that all have this look.
Maybe she's one of those Taiwanese spirits.
Maybe it's like the Nova Corps and they like they like travel throughout the universe trying to set things straight. You know what I mean? They're kind of like
That's
space.
it.
They're like time space cops. All these little girls
I love it.
are police of the space-time continuum,
Yes.
and they all look identical.
I mean, there are weirder things.
I think it's true.
Yeah.
I think it's true. Okay, well, that about wraps it up for this Weird Wednesday. If you'd like to help out the show, you can rate, review, like, subscribe, comment, do all of those internet thingies. And yeah, I mean, we just really appreciate you guys. You can follow us on Instagram at EekChannel. That is EekChannel. You can also check us out at eekchannel.com. This week is going to be our last week of regular episodes. As you have come to know them so far, we are taking a little bit of a break in December just to kind of tighten some things up and change some things around with our schedule just to make the content calendar a little bit better for all of you. But just because we're disappearing in December does not mean we will be gone forever. You can look for all of our content hitting real hard back in January. And let's be honest, I'm probably still going to be on like Instagram and stuff even while we're taking our break. So you can always hang out, chat with me, look at goofy pictures that I post, memes, all that kind of stuff. That'll still be there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And stay eeky out there.
This has been a production of Eek Channel. We make spooky stuff for people like you. You can discover more content like this at eekchannel.com or find us on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. And don't be shy, we like making new friends. Thank you for tuning in and stay eeky out there.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for this uncut. One thing that I messed up right there at the end is I probably shouldn't have been talking into the mic while the outro music was playing. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm probably going to leave it.
Hey. Live.
So yeah, basically this is kind of how we do shit. We come in, I record everything on a Monday because we all have jobs and lives and other things going on. I will edit everything that we did today down. We're actually still going to record one more thing after we go watch a movie. We're going to review it. So I'll record that. We're not going to stream that for you because no one wants to watch us now and then leave and then get back on in 2 hours. You're not going to do that. So I'm just going to record it. But yeah, then I chop everything up and then that gives us content for the whole week. And that's kind of how we roll around here. Yeah, if you want to ever do anything to help out the show, you can reach out to us here on Twitch or on Instagram, Eek Channel, EekChannel. But you already knew that if you're watching Twitch because you would have had to seen it or spelled it or done something. So
I mean, maybe they were browsing the talk shows.
Maybe they were. I'd like to believe that we'd get someone that way.
Maybe just that one. Doesn't matter. We want you.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And you also stay eeky out there. We leave it so uncut. I could program a hotkey to end it, but I'm going to make you watch me get out of the chair and walk around to the computer and turn it off. That's how uncut this shit is. Raw as fuck. And see, I'll walk by and the camera will probably go way out of focus because it's autofocus. Oh, it didn't do too bad this time. Okay, bye.